Welcome back to this YouTube channel. So we'll be identify a major inducement and minor inducement in this class. All right. So we talked about a valid pullback and an invalid pullback in our previous lesson. So we'll be talking about a valid inducement, which will be a minor inducement and a major inducement. Kindly subscribe and like this video and comment if you find value in this video. So let's get started. So in our last class, we learned that when we have a valid pullback, all right, so we classify this pullback, okay, classify this as a pullback because it broke below a candlestick low and then broke above the high, okay. So we will identify this as a valid pullback, okay. So if the candle was to make something like this wouldn't have been a valid pullback, okay. So this would be a valid pullback, okay. If we had something like this after a break of structure, then this would be classified as a major inducement, okay, because we had the valid pullback after a break of structure, all right. But if we had something like this after a break of structure, then this would have been considered as a minor inducement, all right. When a structure has a major inducement, it has a higher chance of playing out than a minor inducement, okay. So in case price did something like this, we had a break of structure here, we had this break of structure, okay, but we didn't have any pullback in this price leg. Therefore, this external will be classified as a major inducement rather than a break of structure. So this is a fake break of structure. So we will have a POI just beneath this major inducement. So price will then come back, mitigate the POI, and then head out. Okay. So this in a bearish scenario, after this break of structure, this will be considered as a major inducement. So after taking an inducement and then breaking a structure, then we classify that as a break of structure. Okay, so let's go to the chart. So on the chart, as you can see, on the 1 hour time frame, we're heavily bullish. Okay, from this side, okay, we've been bullish from this side to here. So for about 12 days, we've been bullish on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so let's mark the structure here. So on the 1 hour time frame, as you can see, we had a pullback here. Okay, price broke this structure, but this was a fake break of structure until this pullback was swept with this, and then we had the main break of structure here. Okay, so as you can see, price gave another pullback here. Okay, it gave another pullback and then head out, but couldn't close above this high, and then came back again to sweep this inducement again. Okay, so as you can see, we have a POI here. Price mitigated this POI and then head out again. So let's focus on the price action here. All right. So let's mark it. So we had a raw break of structure here after the inducement was taken, the major inducement. All right. So after taking that major inducement, price gave us a minor inducement before breaking the structure. So this was the minor inducement here before the structural break. Price came back, gave a major inducement here, okay, and couldn't break and close above this high. All right. So price came back again to sweep that major inducement, okay, and mitigate this small demand zone. All right, and then head out. You see, so the trade idea would be something like this. Okay, then you target the high for a beautiful 7.95 risk reward. Okay, so let's focus on the next price action. So as you can see, after breaking this high and closing above it, this close here. All right, price came back to sweep this pullback, which is a minor inducement, and then went up without being able to close above this wick. Came back again to mitigate this demand zone and then head out again. All right. So the trade idea would be something like this. So 1:3 reward. Okay. So on this, let me say something here. So with this one, you see we broke structure here. Okay. After breaking the structure, we created a low here. Okay, which is a minor inducement. All right, because this inducement, this pullback happened before the break of structure. Price came back, swept that low. Okay, couldn't make another break of structure. Came back again to sweep that low, mitigate this 1 hour demand zone. All right, and then dish out. The same idea happened here. We had a break of structure here. Okay, even this. Okay, yeah, this was the high. Let me zoom in for you to see. We had a high here. Okay, this high, and then we had a pullback here, and then a break of structure. So this pullback happened before a break of structure. All right. So after that, price came back to sweep that low, dish out, couldn't create a candle closure, came back again to sweep that low again, and then mitigate this zone and then dish out. All right. So that trade idea too would have been something like this. All right. So this two would have been for a 1, 2, 3 risk reward. Okay. So let's go to the next price action. So on the next price action, as you can see, we give a low here. Price didn't sweep that low. We had a break of structure here with a candle closure. Okay. So we didn't have any pullback until after the break of structure, we have the low here. Okay, we got another low here. All right, as a major inducement. Major inducement. So price didn't sweep any inducement before going up to give another break of structure. Okay, so price came back, sweep all of that liquidity here, which is the inducement, sweep it, and then dish out again. Okay, so since price gave a lower time frame change of character here, all right, the trade idea would have been on this other block. My stop loss a little bit below and my take profit 1:3 risk reward, and then I'll tire this. Okay, so after breaking that high, you see price couldn't create a candle closure. Okay, so he took that liquidity there and then came back and broke below this here with a candle closure here. So that then is our valid change of character. All right. So after a change of character, you see we created many pullbacks here, but price didn't sweep any pullback. So after creating this major inducement here, price came back to sweep that major inducement. All right. So price came back to sweep that major inducement and then break for a valid break of structure. All right. So in this case, we don't have any inducement here in this price leg. So this will qualify as a major inducement after price came up and then created a high and then closed below. Okay. So in case price was to be here after breaking that low without this price action, we'll take this as our major inducement. All right. So let's go forward. So as you can see, we haven't created any valid pullback until here and then here. All right. So that's when we created a valid pullback. Okay. So a valid pullback to. Okay. So all these pullbacks we have not swept it. So this is not a break of structure. To me, this is not a break of structure. This is not a break of structure. Okay. Until we sweep an inducement and then break, then I'll call it that will qualify as a break of structure. So as you can see, price came back, swept this high. All right. Let's see how price will behave. Let me. Yeah. You see, after sweeping that high, we had a break of structure. Okay. So after sweeping that high, price gave a lower time frame change of character. But the entry will be something like this. Okay. So as you can see, I would have missed this entry because my entry point will be here, and I would have missed that. Okay, so let's move forward. You see, TP hit. Okay. So let's go forward. So this is then our valid break of structure. Okay. And then this is our inducement. All right. So let's see. This is then our major inducement. This is our major inducement. This is our major inducement. Price broke above the inducement. Let's see. We're having another block here. Price came back to this other block, and we have another other block here. So let's see how price will react. You see, yes. So after sweeping that major inducement, price gave a lower time frame shift here, mitigated the fair value gap, and then this out. All right. So after price mitigating this supply zone, you see a precise touch. The price mitigated this to the supply zone, and then this out. All right. So as you can see, this wasn't an this was in a premium range, and here too was in a premium range. Now here was um, a discount, so we sell in premium and then we buy in discount. All right, so we have then a valid break of structure, valid break of structure here with a candle closure. All right, so price came back to sweep this inducement and then give a valid break of structure 2 here. All right. So as you can see, we had this major inducement here because this happened after the break of structure. Price mitigated this fair value gap without mitigating this supply zone, and then this out. All right. So we have then another break of structure here. Let's see for this zone. Okay. And then we have the liquidity here. Okay, which is our inducement. Let's see for that zone. So we're having a news here, which might impact the trading idea. So news always distort your trading idea. All right, so let's go. You see, we came close to this supply zone. We didn't mitigate that, and we dropped after taking out the inducement. Okay, so this is our valid break of structure, and this is our minor inducement. So let's see if you form a major inducement. We didn't form any major inducement. Okay, so since we didn't form any major inducement, this was our major inducement, and this was our minor inducement. So price came, invalidated this supply, and then we have a change of character here. Okay. So since that has been invalidated, then you will take this as a change of character. I think we had a candle closure here. Okay. The high is 29951. and the close 29 and 52. Okay, so we had a closure there. Okay, so after that close, you can see we had an inducement here. Price came back, sweep that inducement, then gave us a break of structure. Okay, so after that break of structure, price then shifted again. So that was a short term bullish trend. Mitigated this supply zone, swept this major inducement, and then price dropped. All right. So as you can remember, I said when we don't have any major inducement, the externals serves as a major inducement. So after this break of structure to here, we change character. So we didn't have any inducement in this price leg. Okay. So this external serve as a major inducement. So you can put your trade on this with your stop loss above the high, and then you tell the external. You see, because this then serve as a major inducement. All right. So a trading idea with a major inducement always have a higher chance of the playing out. Okay, so then we have a break of structure. Let's see. You see, we didn't have any major inducement in this price leg. The externals was a major inducement. So price broke the external. We don't have any point of interest within this price leg here. Okay. So after breaking that external, then so this is our highest point. Okay. So this was our minor inducement. So we've taken that minor inducement out, and it even formed an equal high liquidity. Okay. So after taking that inducement, we don't have any POI. I'll be looking to take this one out and then sell. So let's see how price behaves. You see, we took that major inducement out. All right. We took that major inducement out, then sold for 1:7, 1:5 risk to reward. Okay. So let's play price for it. You see, price came back, sweep this low without a candle closure. Let's see how price will behave. We have a closure here. So this is our change of character again. Break of structure because we didn't have any change of character here. Okay. We just swept the external, which is the major inducement, and then broke again. So let's see. We've created this low. We've created this high. Let's see how price behaves. We have also a high here. Okay. We have this high taken out as a major inducement. Let's see if this decisional order block will hold. You see, that is a decisional order block because it is just above the inducement, the major inducement. Okay, so this was our major inducement. This was our decisional order block. So the trade idea would have been like this. For a beautiful 1:3. All right. So if this decision order block was to be invalidated, I would have been looking for a point of interest within this price leg. Okay. So this you then have a break of structure here. All right. Let's put price for it. You've taken this out, which is the major inducement. We have this POI. Okay. You see, price came back, but it couldn't surpass this. And then it swept this to, which is the minor inducement. Swept major inducement and the minor inducement, and then broke out again. So I would have been stopped out on this. Let me see if I would have been stopped out. So my trade idea would have been like this. My high, my take profit would be 1 is to 3. Since the external doesn't give me 1 is to 3. So yeah, would have been at break even because of 1 is to 5 risk reward. I break even at 1 is to 5 when I'm trading for 1 is to 3. Okay. So you have a break of structure here. Okay. This was our major inducement. The POI is on this side. So you can see we mitigated that POI, mitigated this POI. We didn't mitigate it. We even broke through. So this would have been a stop out. Okay. So this was a valid structure too. So we would have been stopped out on this trade. Okay. That's how the trading works. You can't get anything 100%. All right. So let's see if this will break. Okay. Yeah. It has broken. So we have now shifted our bias from selling to buying. You see, price have this minor inducement, minor inducement, minor inducement, minor inducement, minor inducement, and then a major inducement here. All right. So let's see. I always wait for confirmation on a minor inducement. All right. So price came back, mitigated this supply lock. Okay. Give a change of character here. All right. And then this trade. And after 1 is to 3, let's see. You see. So a trading idea with um minor inducement. I use a lower time frame change of character. All right. So let's play the price for it. I have a record structure here. A minor inducement here. Okay. You have a POI here. Another POI. So let's see. Okay. So um I would have been stopped out. Of course my trade idea will be on this sell idea, a sell candlestick. All right, which is the demand block. Okay, where 1:3. No, my external is okay. So this. Okay, we even got tapped here. All right, yeah, we even got tapped. So I would have been at break even because at 2 risk to reward, I'll break even. Okay, so let's see. You see, after taking this major inducement here, taking this major inducement, okay, price then had a small upper, like a small bullish scenario. So the trade would have been like this. All right. So I'll have been trailing my stop loss here, here, here. Okay. So I would have been stopped out at 1:3.88 risk to reward. Okay. And then we had the valid change of character here. All right. So that's how we take trades with the major inducement and then the minor inducement. Okay. Kindly let me know what you're struggling with. Now make a video on that to help you. Okay. Stay blessed. So let's count our win rate, like our winning trades here. So we had this 5.67, 3.04, 3.76, 4.75, 3.64, 5.58, 3.01, and then break even. This would have been a loss. Yeah, a loss. And then 3.06, 4.03, and then 3.88. So we had one loss out of all of these trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So from 12 trades, we had one loss. All right. So kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel and comment on what you are struggling with. I'll make a video on that.